Hi, this is Imre Galambos, Professor of Chinese at Cambridge. This video is about how to make time to work on your publications even when you're overwhelmed, when you're so busy that you cannot find the time to do even the things you absolutely need to get done. You're busy at work, busy at home, and there just seems to be not enough time in the day to squeeze in any extra time to make progress on your article or dissertation. So if this is a problem you are struggling with, stick around. If you're in academia, that is, you're in a graduate program working towards your dissertation, or have recently graduated and are currently a postdoc or newly hired faculty, publishing is one of the essential requirements towards you. This is one of the main things that would take you forward in your career. You need to publish in order to succeed and to keep moving ahead. The tricky thing, however, that publishing and writing in general takes time. In most cases, it takes a lot of time. It is, of course, not impossible to write a good article in a week or two. But in most cases, and especially at the beginning of your career, when you have not written that much yet, writing a good article would take you much longer. There are lots of things that require your attention, from annotations to bibliographic style, sifting through a century and a half of former scholarship. All these are things that you need to pay attention to. So you cannot just sit down and write. In addition, your first and second articles are without question much harder to write than your 20th or 21st, once you've built up a momentum both in terms of researching a topic and writing in general. Writing and research are acquired skills. The more you do them, the better you get. That is, of course, if you listen to feedback. Of course, everybody around you understands that you need time to write. And they do not expect you to publish right away. There's some leeway. You can take your time. Read the books you need to read, request the interlibrary loans you need, even spend a couple of weeks on site or in the archive somewhere. So theoretically, there is time to get things done properly. But that is, in a way, one of the main problems. You're almost never expected to produce something immediately. You're usually allowed some time to work on your writing, which means that you do not have an imminent threat hanging over you, and so you're less motivated. And in the meantime, life is happening around you at full speed. You need to teach, give talks, attend talks, organize talks, go to meetings, participate in events, and at home you might be dealing with parental responsibilities, various types of personal crisis. You might be doing a part-time job to support yourself or keep writing grant applications, applying for jobs and postdoc positions. And amidst all these chaos, you find that you need to choose on a daily basis what to do first, what to allocate your attention to. And so since writing is not an immediate emergency, you still have a few months of leeway. There are usually more pressing matters that need to be resolved ASAP. And the next day or next week, the same thing happens again, and then again and again. This is the classic dilemma between what benefits you short-term and in the long run. The difference between short-term and long-term gratification. Because every time you cross off something from your to-do list, you do get a sense of high, a sense of accomplishment. But even without that sense of accomplishment, some things are just absolute emergencies. Like if your child gets ill, you don't think about other things such as writing, you just rush to the emergency room. If you have a car trouble, you need to attend to that because you and your family rely on the car for everything you do. But even if your best friend is getting a divorce, you need to be there for them. Or when your mom is in town, you need to be able to take her out and spend time with her. All these things called life just keep happening around you. So there's never any time to sit down and write. But one thing you should know is that this is true for everybody. We all have things that are urgent, and the same type of crazy stuff are happening to us too. Life is unpredictable, but predictably busy. So how can you find the time to write then? The simple solution is that you don't find time to write. Instead, you make time. And to do this, you make writing a priority in your life. You elevate it to the level that forces you to take it seriously. One basic way to do this is to block off chunks of time in your calendar ahead of time. And these will be unmovable. They will be fixed blocks of time you will need to arrange other things around. I need to take the car to the shop. Well, I can't do this Thursday morning because Thursday morning is when I write. So I will have to do this in the afternoon. My mom is in town and she wants to spend Thursday morning with me, strolling around town, sitting in a cafe and talking. Well, that will not work because Thursday morning is when I write. So we'll have to do this Thursday afternoon or the following morning. And so everything that is happening to you and around you will have to be done at some other time. And Thursday morning, you just write because that's what you do on Thursday mornings. It is non-negotiable. And maybe Monday and Tuesday mornings too, or every single day, depending on how urgent your writing is and how much you can get away with in terms of your other commitments. It is a balance, but you need to push hard to carve out the time for writing. And those other things will push back. There will be resistance from your environment and even from yourself. So you need to make a firm stance and stick with your schedule. The other basic trick is that you need to learn to like writing. You need to be motivated from the inside, and then you will always find time to write. After all, it's not that hard to find a couple of hours to watch Netflix, even if you're quite busy in general. It is not that hard to find an hour to watching YouTube videos. You just somehow always end up there. But if you make writing a priority on your life and an enjoyable thing, you'll always find time to do it, and you'll just always end up doing it. However, enjoying writing mainly comes from practice, from doing it over and over again, and from succeeding at it, seeing yourself producing good work, which gets published and appreciated by others. So that's kind of the next step. But you're presumably in academia because you're interested in writing. You have a passion for research and teaching. Okay, that's what I wanted to say about finding the time to write. Hope it was useful for you. If you have any comments or if there's a related topic you would like me to talk about, please write them in the comments section below. Thank you for watching. See you next time.